Okay, what we have here is a situation where we are looking, we're going to look at question 137 to 140, and we're looking at a situation where we're dealing with costs and cost behavior. Right? So let's look at the scenarios. So if you remember, we have fixed cost, variable cost, semi-variable. So you're looking at the scenarios very carefully to sort of figure out what's going on. I mean, look at the scenario here. You have, when you make 1,000 units, the cost per unit is £12. When you make 1,500, the cost per unit is £8. So let's look at the total cost here right now. Here it's 12,000. When I do 12 times 1,000, when I do 8 times 15, that's 12,000 as well. And then I do 10 times 12, and that's 12,000 as well. So we're dealing with a fixed cost here. We can see that we have costs falling with increase in unit. Fixed cost per unit is falling as we make more. So therefore, with 1,600 units next year, we know that we're dealing with a fixed cost here. So the answer, of course, remains A, because it's a fixed cost we're talking about. Let's look at 138. Similar exact situation. When you look at this, you're making 10,000 units at £6 per unit. You make more, it's £4.80. You make less, it's £7.50. So again, it looks like a fixed cost. So let's test it. Yes, £4.80 times 12,500. Chuck that in your calculator. You will have 60,000. Of course, 6 times 10,000 is equal to 60,000. And 8 times £7.50 is equal to 60,000. So we know it doesn't really matter what we're dealing with here. We are talking about fixed costs, and therefore the answer there is B as well. Here it's interesting. What we see here is that the costs seem to be increasing with the number of units. So this feels like a variable cost. Let's test it just to make sure it's not semi-variable. We have 15,000 divided by 1,000. Then we have £15. 22,500 divided by 1,500, we have £15. So 18,000 divided by 1,200, we have £15. So it means that I'm making each unit cost me £15. So therefore, for 1,400 units, we are looking at 15 times 4, 15 times 1,400, and that's 21. That's 21,000. We have that there, 21,000. And finally, question 140. Again, a very similar scenario. We see that costs are increasing as we go up. So let's check if it's, let's test it, if it's variable. So we have 108 divided by 9,000. We have 12. So we can see we have the issue here is that the variable cost is 12. So for 14,000 units times 12, 14,000 times 12, we're looking at 168,000. So this is all variable costs. Cool. Great stuff. Like I said, I like making them in batches of 5. It kind of gives you a pattern as well. And I'll see you in the next set of videos.